What is the hearsay rule in criminal court? Imagine sitting in a courtroom, listening to a witness testify about something they heard from someone else. Now, think about whether that second-hand story can be used as proof. That's where the hearsay rule comes into play. It's a key part of criminal trials that helps keep the evidence fair and trustworthy. The hearsay rule says that out-of-court statements cannot be used to prove that what they say is true. For example, if a witness says, "I was told by someone else that the defendant was at the scene," that statement is hearsay. Because the person who made the statement is not in court to be questioned, the jury can't judge their credibility directly. This rule exists to prevent unreliable evidence from influencing the case. The main reason for the hearsay rule is to protect the defendant's rights. Since out-of-court statements can be misunderstood or altered, they might unfairly sway the jury. Without this rule, convictions could happen based on rumors or second-hand stories rather than solid proof. That's why courts are cautious about admitting hearsay evidence. But not all out-of-court statements are automatically excluded. If the statement is introduced to show something other than the truth, like the effect it had on someone or the speaker's state of mind, it might be allowed. For example, if someone hears a threat and reacts to it, that reaction can be evidence. There are also exceptions in the rules of evidence that allow certain hearsay statements, like statements made during emergencies or by parties involved in the case. From a criminal defense point of view, understanding the hearsay rule is very important. Defense lawyers often object to hearsay evidence to keep unreliable statements out of the trial. They want to make sure that only evidence that can be tested through cross-examination is considered. This helps protect the defendant's right to a fair trial and prevents false or misleading information from swaying the jury. In simple terms, the hearsay rule keeps out-of-court statements from being used as proof unless a specific exception applies. It ensures that evidence is reliable and that the defendant's rights are protected. This rule is a fundamental part of the legal process, helping courts focus on trustworthy evidence and fair proceedings.